Alright, today we're going to show you how to cut a nut. I usually don't show this process because it's time consuming and it's hard to film because I do a lot of back and forth. But I've got a 1/4 inch nut blank here, bone nut. First thing we're going to do is cut this little piece off and then sand it down so it fits in the slot. Then we're going to take the pencil, draw the line, and then again sand it to get it to fit. So I'll get my pencil out here. We'll get this so it's flush on one side. Cut this first. So we're going to take this nut over to the sander and we'll sand this down a couple of times and go back and forth till we finally get it to fit like that, which is perfect. So I sanded each edge off. And I got a little nick of glue right here. So I'm using the StewMac file that's got, I think it's called a nut file. But allows me just to sand on one side. And get this slot nice and level. And that fits pretty good now. It's not loose, it's perfect. So then what you need is a pencil that has a flat side with a sharp edge. Because what you're going to do is take it and draw the top part of the frets. So I'll make sure this is right in place. We're going to go over the frets. And that is where I'm going to cut the contour of the frets. So we're nice and level. Take this over to the bandsaw and cut this up. So what I like to do is get a nut that's already the same size as the one I'm cutting, and I'll go in with a pencil and I'll mark the center here of where I need to slot. I'll try to get it about the same width. That's pretty close. Now I've used the StewMac files in the past, and then I upgraded to the Hasco files from Japan. Been cutting a lot of nuts lately. What I like to use the StewMac for is just sort of get it going, and then I'll use the Hasco to finalize it. And so I've got where my string's going to be from this mark. And what I'm going to do is just get this started, get it lined up. We'll use a 0.5 first here, and just go back and forth. So I just got a little bit of a slot. Because what I like to do is get this guitar strung up and then adjust it as I need to. So that's 0.5. We'll then go to 0.42 here. 0.42, 0.36 here. So we're just in there. What I'm going to do is take this back over to the sander and sand off this backside, string this up, and begin to play around with it and see how it feels. So we'll rough cut this and we'll sand these back sides smooth here. You mark it just so you don't. So the trick when you're finalizing the nut is to get the string in the saddle, let it adjust for a day or so. You want to push down on the 3rd fret and check the gap at the 1st fret. So you push down and you want a small as gap as possible. That means your action is going to sit right. I've already adjusted the E and the D string, and this E string needs a little bit of work. You can see that big gap. What I like to do is get the guitar strung up, sit for a couple days, get some relief in the neck, make an adjustment, and then come back and make an adjustment later. Because you're dealing with sort of a brand new neck, new dynamics. You do this stuff too quickly, it's not going to play right. You need to let it sit and adjust. It's definitely hard to get all these angles right for you guys. Cameras don't want to focus on such a small spot. Still got a little bit more room there. What I'll do is to get a little bit more clearance, I'll come back and file it down a little bit this way on the back side. That way I get the string to move freely within the nut slot as I'm tuning. So this does this metric, and you can test it there, and then filing down towards the headstock like this gives the string a little bit of clearance as you're tuning. It won't get stuck. So you can see how much I've dropped this string already. I got my 0.01 file here to clean it up. And that looks significantly better. So like I said, this is a back and forth process. I like to make sure the guitar has some tension on it. Allows you to do some adjustments. We'll get this, say, about 90% of the way done, and then after I've played it for a while, I'll come back and make another adjustment. But we're pretty much done with this guitar. So I'll be doing some experimentations here shortly of the Tonewood testing acoustic guitar. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next vid.